Welcome back to the 7th episode of Real College Reviews. I'm your host, Jude Bazerman, and I'm here with my good friend, Amanda. Amanda, introduce yourself a little bit more.
Hello, I'm Amanda Conca, and I go to Westchester University, which is in Pennsylvania. I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm a marketing major.
Just right off the bat, I want to ask, Westchester University, it's not a school that I know a lot about. It's a school that I really don't hear talked about a lot, especially compared to the big schools in the area like Rutgers, Penn State, Delaware. How did you discover Westchester, and eventually, what made you choose Westchester?
Well, Westchester isn't too big of a school, and it's not too small either. It's pretty medium-sized. It's a really nice town. When I was first going, looking through colleges and everything in high school, that was, the first place that I saw on Naviance, which is really strange. I've never heard of anyone going there. Not even, anyone from home goes there. It's just weird that that's what I stumbled upon. It's not too far either. It's an easy commute. They had good programs as well. I feel very safe there, too, which I think is a good thing.
So you're saying, programs like Naviance, which for anyone who doesn't know, it's a resource that it helps students find colleges or careers even that might suit them best. Mm-hmm. Did you use anything else besides Naviance to further research not only Westchester, but other schools you were considering?
I did, a few tours. I went to a school in Connecticut, which I didn't really like, which sorry to them, but I didn't really like it there. But I went through the tours, virtual and in person, and then I kind of just did research on, the classes and the programs that they gave, and Westchester was the best for me, personally. So that's how I ended up there.
What other schools are you considering? I know, no hard feelings here. I mean, those schools are still, I hope, running, up and functioning. They have students that I would hope like them.
Yeah. I don't know. I was very, in between. I see myself as a homebody, but, I could not stay here. I don't know if I could be able to commute to school, if I were to go to Montclair or something.
Yeah.
I liked Arcadia as well.
That's in Pennsylvania as well, right?
Yeah, but it's closer to us here, in Caldwell. And then I really wanted to go to Florida, but it's a little too far.
I was going to say,
I didn't want to take
in Florida from New Jersey.
I didn't want to take a plane, so I don't think that would have worked too well. I couldn't just come home if I wanted to.
No, yeah, you can't, especially now with plane tickets.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just take a train or a bus.
Yeah, especially on holiday weekends too, and that's when you're off of college, mm-hmm. Christmas, Thanksgiving, and then spring break. They also jack up the prices as well. But you said you're more of a homebody. How far away is Westchester from Caldwell, where we both live?
Yeah, it's only 2 hours and 15 minutes.
That's not bad at all.
Which is not bad at all. And it's really direct because you just go all the way down the turnpike.
Was Westchester near Philadelphia at all? Do you ever go into Philadelphia?
It's 50 minutes out from Philly.
So not really close at all.
Not really close, but if you take the train, it's easy. I'm sure next year I'll go.
So you haven't taken the train yet into Philly?
No, but I've taken it home.
Okay. How was taking the train home?
The first time I took the train home, I missed it because it's one of those little stations. It's not an actual
It's like a college station.
It's not like Penn Station type of thing.
Gotcha.
There's no person in the booth to help you, and there's no
So for your first time, it's confusing. Yeah.
So I missed the train, so I had to wait for the next one, and then it wasn't bad though. Once you get on it, it stopped twice, and then it just brought you to Newark, and then I just got picked up, so it wasn't bad. It was just easy to do, and just know there's that option there if I ever wanted to go home in a bind or something.
It's not you have to get picked. It's not you're in the middle of nowhere with no public transit.
Yeah. And it's just easy. It's only 15 minutes away.
Yeah. So did you just take an Uber there, walk there?
I took an Uber there.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think you could walk to that. I'd be walking with my suitcase down the street.
I forgot. I remember I was taking the bus home one time from school, or a bunch of times, and you see the guys like myself just carrying the duffel bag, and then you got the girls with 3 huge suitcases.
I've done that before because there's maybe I've taken the train twice, or I'm just going crazy. I don't know. But when I did take it once at school, there's a little bus stop, and there's shuttles that will take you to the train station, into town, and then King of Prussia, which is the huge mall. So I used that, which was good.
See, the shuttles
you didn't have to
they're a really useful resource. So you don't have to pay $20, $30 to Uber, because those prices are expensive now too.
Yeah. And the good thing about the shuttles too is that they run in town till 2 a.m. So God forbid you ever need to take it back to school, which town is literally only a 5-minute walk to get into the center of it.
Okay.
If you're going to a coffee shop or going to get food, even the stores, there's so many things in there because it's an older town, but it is good that they have that resource there because it just drops you off at the state, the little bus stop. So it's like perfect.
So Westchester, is it the town of Westchester, or does it have a different name?
It's the town of Westchester.
Okay, and you said it's only a 5-minute walk. Are there things to do on a consistent basis for college students?
Oh, yeah, I would think so. I mean, if you're underage, like, you can't go to the bar or anything.
They're pretty strict there?
Yeah, they're pretty strict because, like, it's more of, like, a residential town as well.
Okay.
But there's never any, like, complaints or anything as far as I know, like, from people that live next to, like, these houses and stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly the center of town, you could just go in, like, sometimes there's live music, like...
Oh, that's cool.
That's a cool thing, too. You could just, like, go. There's, like, a lot of ice cream shops, and, like, it's just easy to just go into and, like, have something to do.
Yeah, it's more like a day trip, change of scenery type of thing.
Yeah, it could be a day trip. Yeah, that, too.
And so you said the bars, you can't really get in there if you're under 21, which I know Delaware's the same exact way. They're very strict there. Same with Virginia Tech. But are there other things to do? Like, if you want to go out at night, have some fun, let loose on a weekend, is it more like house parties?
Mainly, I personally don't really like going to the fraternities. I don't know. It's just not, like, enjoyable to me that much.
Yeah.
Like, I mainly would go to, like, house parties because that's, like, where everyone would go. Like, it would be girls and guys. It wouldn't just be, like...
Like a bunch of girls and the frat guys.
Exactly, because that's usually how it is, like, at least at my school.
It's like that everywhere.
Yeah, like, a lot of places are like that. They don't really have... Maybe I just don't go. But I haven't, like, found that they have, like, many darties or anything.
Okay.
But if they do, you need to wear a wristband, which kind of sucks. Like, especially, like, during homecoming and, like, Halloween, like, they just make it, like, so dramatic. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. Everyone knows each other already. Like, it's not like it's a huge school. I don't know. But...
Yeah, the wristband part is weird. If it's a big party, like, I know Barstool came to Syracuse, which that's its own discussion that you won't get into. But... They said it was for everyone, and then suddenly we go, and it's like a wristband thing, and it's like, how do you get the wristbands? Oh, you have to be in a fraternity.
Or you have to be in that, or you have to pay for it.
Yeah,
like,
it's like really, point, like, then? This is a parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, we all go here before football games, and now, you're charging for it. But that's here nor there. The house parties, how does that work? Like, I know at some schools, like, they charge for guys, but they don't charge for girls.
The one that I would go to that I started going, like, consistently to, like, kind of like the end of, like, our last semester, that, like... I don't even know how we started going there, but it was, like, they never said anything about, like, guys coming in, because I think it was just, like, someone's house. Okay. But, like, they were freshmen and sophomores, which, like, was a little better, because everyone was still a little new, and everyone was, like, talking to each other and, like, making friends.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was a lot better to, like, go to something like that, and have more people to talk to, and, like, go around, rather than, like, to go to a frat and, like, no one's allowed in.
Yeah, because they really keep it locked down. Like,
that too, and even sometimes, like, I've gone and they'd be like, you can't come in, there's too many people.
Really?
Yeah. But the houses aren't small, but they're very, like, they're huge houses, but, like, they go up high. They're not, like, wide or anything.
Gotcha. So it's not like those big, like, southern frat houses where they take up the whole block.
We don't have that.
Most northern schools don't have that type of stuff. And then Westchester, obviously, in the north. You said... You're a homebody. That was a big factor in the decision of staying close to home. Westchester, only about 2 hours from your home. How was it having a roommate? Like, did you go random? Did you know this person before? How was that process?
I picked my roommate. I found her off of a Snapchat group chat, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's an interesting...
I don't even know how I was put into it, but, like, I just texted it one day, and she was the first person to respond. So... She was my roommate. Like, everything went really well. I got really lucky. Like, we never really had any issues. Obviously here and there we would, like, bump heads. But, like, it was nothing too, like, dramatic or, like, friendship threatening type of thing. So I got lucky. I'm rooming with her again.
So you liked her?
Yeah. So, and then next year we found 2 other girls that we're going to room with too. Which is a big difference, because now it's 4 of us.
Yeah. I will say, is it a suite?
It's a suite.
So that really is just like...
Exactly.
That's really
it's
good,
a big
because
difference.
even if you want break from your roommate, you just go in the
I shared a bathroom. I was the communal bathrooms.
Oh, okay. How was that experience?
I didn't think it was that bad. Like, getting used to it kind of sucked, but, like, as time went on, you don't even, like, think anything about it. The only annoying thing is, like, in the middle of the night, like, if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to walk so far.
Yeah, and put on like
put
shoes
on your
and all.
shoes. Yeah.
How are they with cleanliness? Because I know Syracuse and Virginia Tech too, TCNJ have all had problems with cleanliness in their bathrooms.
It's not like the best thing on earth. Like, I would go in the shower sometimes and I'd be like, pick your hair up off the wall.
Yeah.
Why are you putting your hair on the wall?
Yeah, it's
like,
a common
this is not your bathroom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ugh. So gross.
But for the most part, like, it wasn't
No, it
an
was
awful
usually
experience
clean.
every
Like, there
time.
was always, I was pretty impressed how there was always toilet paper and soap.
Yeah, right?
I was amazed. So they must put it in every day, but that was like a big thing that I thought was crazy.
With the amount that everyone's paying for college, there better not only be toilet paper every day, but it
Yeah.
better be like covered in gold,
I know.
right? For the amount that everyone's paying for college
Yeah.
these days, it's ridiculous. But that's a more political conversation.
Yeah.
That's not even about this.
My tuition, this is the 5th year the tuition hasn't gone up. Isn't that
Really?
crazy?
That's-
They just like posted it.
That's a you know what? Honestly,
Isn't
say that
that
again
crazy?
for anyone who didn't catch that.
Yeah, my tuition is not going up this year.
Is that like a Westchester thing? Because so
No,
many
it's
schools
something
raise
in
their tuition every
Pennsylvania.
year.
I think they like changed it a little. But obviously, since I'm out of state, and it's like more
it's
expensive.
more expensive because Westchester is a public school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it would be what, maybe like half the cost, 2/3 of the cost that you're paying now if
Yeah.
you lived in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
But even then, public schools are still typically cheaper than your private
if you're a
schools.
private
I mean,
school.
Syracuse full price, $83,000.
Oh, yeah.
Cornell full price is about the same. It's crazy
It
what
is
these schools
crazy.
try and charge. But how was your dorm? I know your roommate was really good, obviously, if you removed her
My
next year.
dorm was not too bad, honestly. We had like a lot of space. Like we both had our own like closet, like with a sliding door. We got lucky with our room, and we got really lucky that we weren't thrown in with a third random roommate because
Did that happen at Westchester?
two of our best friends, like the two girls that we'd hang out with all the time, they were thrown in with some random girl,
God.
but they chose each other. So
But
they
the
were
random girl got thrown in with them.
Yeah.
That's probably
And they,
the worst
like-
thing that could have
and
happened.
they like tried to be friends, like like you just try, but like it
Yeah.
just didn't work out. Like nothing happened between them. There wasn't like any drama, but like it was just awkward.
Yeah.
And they had to live with her for like
8
a
months.
whole year
Yeah.
almost. It's just crazy that like we got really lucky. But like I don't know, I felt like we had a lot of space. Like we weren't like on top of each other in the room, which I
Yeah.
liked because I know some other dorms like the beds are so close and I need a little bit of space.
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen dorm rooms where it's almost like a coffin.
Yeah.
Like two coffins
Exactly,
next to each other.
next
and
to
it's
each
like,
other.
How do you
Yes.
live?
Like
But I gotta ask, with the third person, was it like a 3-person room or was it a 2-person room and they threw a third person in there?
So for the 2-person room that I was in, we had this like weird, it's hard to explain if you don't see it. We had this like weird cupboard wooden thing. So there was
Okay.
like on this side there was like on the left side there was a closet, the right side there was a closet, and right in the middle there was like 4 drawers and a mirror and like a thing at the top where you could put a TV or something.
Mm-hmm.
But in the other rooms it didn't have that. They took it out. So there was 3 beds. There was like one on the left and right wall and then one on like the wall where like you face right in. But they
That's
didn't
so
have
weird.
big closets. They just had like ones that you open, like little cupboards. Like it was just so crazy that
Yeah.
like I'm just glad I didn't have to go through that.
And I'm gonna guess Westchester didn't give them a discount
Oh,
on
they
their
did.
housing. Oh, they
They
did.
did.
It sounds like Westchester's pretty good with at least in the
Yeah.
relative to other schools, they're pretty good with.
No, they definitely
stuff.
did because I think so many people were like, you can't just throw like a random person in like that.
Yeah, that's
just
that's
crazy.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Like not knowing anything, especially like in August or whatever, like right before school starts. How are you gonna do that? You can't even like meet them.
Yeah, and also in August too. I don't know. Did your dorms have AC?
Mine did.
You got.
I had
lucky
like
then.
one that was like put in through the window, so I could turn it on and off whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
Which we got like. I honestly think if I went to a school that didn't have AC in the room, I would not be well.
Really?
That's how crazy. Like, I don't know. That is crazy. Like Amanda, my roommate was also Amanda.
Oh, not confusing at all.
We always had our AC on. Like it was never not
You had
on.
to. Yeah. It gets hot. August, September, even October could be hot too.
Like, and they didn't turn off the heat in the building till like April. And then it was already getting so hot. And I was like, you gotta turn this off.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not that easy. You just don't want to do it.
No, I know, and it's funny because in high school, like the joke is it's like always cold, even in the
Yeah.
winter, it's always cold. Now in college, like
Always
especially-
hot.
right? It's always hot.
Yeah.
it's the
Even,
weirdest
like,
thing. Like
In the school buildings, I was like, I am dripping sweat. Like, why is it so hot in here? There's no reason for it to be that hot in
yeah,
there.
because it's cold outside. You wear
Yeah.
sweatpants and a jacket and a sweatshirt,
And then you
go
come
in
in and you're like, exactly. It
It's
should
the
be a
weirdest
little
thing.
cooler. Like, keep it in the middle.
we need a happy medium. But that again, that's at every school.
Yeah.
Every school that's in the
It's
north
so
at least.
weird.
Yeah.
I guess because it gets so cold, but I don't really know why you need the heat that high.
I don't either.
I mean, maybe for you, because you're really far up.
Even
but
then, they crank up the heat.
like, yeah, especially if you're already in layers, like, you're already warm.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, there you have the people walking across campus in shorts and whatnot.
Exactly.
But we really can't talk about, living on campus without talking about dining halls. Westchester food. How'd your meal plan work, first of all? And then
sorry, no,
no,
continue.
and then after you explain how your meal plan worked, just tell me, how was the food? Did you get sick of it?
So there's like a bunch of different meal plans that you could choose from. I originally had like 14 meals a week, but I was like, that is way too many. Like, I don't need that many.
Yeah.
Because I was never going twice a day.
Really?
I never went twice a day.
How'd you get your lunch and your dinner in?
So then I moved down to 10 meal swipes. That was the
Okay.
lowest you could do. I feel like we would only mainly go for dinner.
Okay.
And then, like, during the day, like, we would just, like, make something. Like, whether it was, like, Chef Boyardee or soup, like...
So just something in the microwave in your dorm room.
Or, like, we would, like... We always had, like, peanut butter and jelly, too.
That's
so, like,
such
sometimes,
an easy way to
sometimes
make a
we would just
sandwich.
make that and just eat that. But the dining hall was okay. Like, they weren't very, like, super consistent, which I thought was annoying. Like, why can't you just have pasta every day? And why can't you just have, like, chicken nuggets every day? Everyone eats that. And there would be some days where I'm like, what is this? It was like gruel. Like, I'm like eating like, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't awful. Like, I wouldn't say it was like horrific, but there was definitely some days where like I went in there and didn't eat.
Yeah. I know for me it was the weekends. It was
The
Sunday.
weekends stunk. The weekends were the worst because they would never make anything because a lot of people, my school's a big commuter school too, and a lot of people like just wouldn't stay for the weekends. So they would have nothing.
For whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's like they give up on the weekends.
I know.
It's like they take it off
Yeah.
too. You just brought up how Westchester's kind of a commuter school. Obviously, you don't commute, and
Yeah.
a lot of other out-of-state kids don't commute either. But how's the student life? Like, if a lot of kids commute, like, is there still? I know you go to parties, but
Yeah.
on weeknights they still have stuff going on.
Yeah.
If kids go home,
I feel like it's definitely different, like, in the fall semester, because, like, once you get to the winter, it's like, what do you even do?
yeah,
Type of thing. I guess the end of spring is okay, but, like, I'm not sure, because I literally have only met, like, 4 other people from North Jersey that go there, but, like, they think North Jersey, and I'm, like, I'm a little farther up than that. Like, they don't even know, like, where I live, like, in comparison, like, I would say a place and they'd be like, what?
Really? So
Type
the
of thing.
kids who go to Westchester, they're very local, even if they don't go home.
Like, they'll be from, like, pretty much, like, very South Jersey or, like, over in, like, just Pennsylvania all around that. Like, you'll look at my snap map and you'll be like, this is really weird. Like, why are they so close? I mean, but a lot of people do dorm there.
So it's not everyone. It's not like Montclair State where like 80% of the kids go home.
I don't think so, no. I mean, a lot of people do. But I think the fall is mainly, like, the good time to stay because there's so much to do. Like, you're finally getting back, like, in the groove and everything. Like, there's tailgates and football games and, like, there's just more stuff going on. And, like, everyone's, like, coming back and new, like, getting used to it again. So I think there's more for people to enjoy. Mm-hmm. That's, like, people don't go home that much during that time.
Yeah, especially because January, February, March, in the second semester,
exactly.
It's cold no matter where you are, and you don't want to be outside.
Yeah.
But you said a lot of kids are from Pennsylvania, at least Eastern Pennsylvania, very close, and then very South Jersey. North Jersey has a very unique vibe. For anyone who doesn't know, there's no way to describe it. It's just you're in North Jersey when you're there. Was it hard to transition from North Jersey to like a more South Jersey, Philly type of vibe?
Yes. For me personally, with their sports and stuff, you won't catch, I'll let everyone know this, you won't catch me dead supporting a Philadelphia team.
Good. There's no reason why anyone
You won't catch
should.
me doing that. Like, I keep my mouth shut there, though, because they'll probably pounce on me.
They'd probably jump you, but I
feel like a lot of people are like, oh, like, where are you from? And I tell them, they're like, oh, yeah, that would make sense. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, right. I was going to ask you, like...
I was like, what does that even mean?
What are they trying to say with that?
And then, like, they'd be like, oh, you sound like this, you sound like that. I was like, maybe you just don't have a culture down there. Like, maybe you just don't have anything going. Like, I mean, we got bagels, we have pizza, like... We have some good food. Yeah,
do they have anything that, like, identifies them as, I don't even know what to call them. She said it's 50 minutes outside Philly. Is it even considered, like, a Philadelphia region?
No.
It's just, like, its own little thing?
I don't think so, yeah. It's like Westchester County. Like, it's a county.
Okay.
But, like...
Because I always think of New York when people say Westchester
I know.
County. I thought you were going to school in New York for the first 2 months that we were away.
You're kidding.
I am kidding. But
I don't think you are.
When you committed, I thought you were going to New York.
Well, yeah, but then, like...
But yeah, so it was very hard to like.
It wasn't like awfully hard, but like especially when like the Super Bowl and the World Series was going on, I was like, I don't really want to be here.
But besides the sports, it wasn't too bad.
No.
Okay.
Besides from like them not having like a good nice bagel, and I'd have to go to like Einstein Bagels, like that chain.
Oh my God, yeah.
A lot of colleges have that on their campus.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. What other things do you have? Like, because I know a lot of colleges at their student centers have chain restaurants. What do you guys have?
We have
at
Chick-fil-A.
Westchester? Everyone has Chick-fil-A besides Syracuse. I'm still upset about
Which
that.
is so good, but it takes forever. Like, I've waited an hour for my food before.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know why it takes forever. It should not take that long. Like, whatever. I get it. But, like, just push a little. Like, come on. Then there's, like, a sandwich place, sushi. There's, like, another burger place. But, like, it's not, like, that good. Like, it's just, like, random things that, like, if you really needed it.
Yeah, just a little change of scenery from the dining hall.
And then there's, like, a salad.
So, really, nothing too spectacular.
No.
For I don't want to say off-campus dining options, but more so on campus, but not dining hall.
Yeah. I'm sure, like, you guys and a bunch of other schools have this too, but, like, we have Rambucks, which is, like, you can upload your own money onto it, and, like, you could use it at some places in town, which is a good thing. Oh, they have that option? Like, yeah, which is a good thing. Like, we'll always go to our one pizza place, whether, like, just because or, like, after, like, a night out, because they're open till, like, 3 a.m. That's like, the best thing. Like, that's the best part of the night, like, going out, like, to get food or, like, seeing everyone after, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's, like, I don't know. That was, like, the only main thing, like, with the food.
That you would go to?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how are the students at Westchester? I always ask this question on the shows. Do you, like, what are some characteristics, I don't know why I can't speak today, characteristics that a typical Westchester student has, both guy and girl, and then do you see yourself as a typical student that goes to Westchester?
I feel like it's very hard, like, before you go to college, like, seeing what college students look like type of thing. Like, I don't even know how to say that now either. Like, I wouldn't know how to describe the people. I really don't know. Like,
I feel like that's a good thing.
Like, I feel like it's not much different than if I were in if I were in, like, regular school. Not that I know these people, but, like, I feel like it's just, like, everyone's just on their own path, like, just doing their own thing. Like, there's so many clubs and other things, too, and, like, music and all that stuff where, like, I feel like you wouldn't even realize unless someone's, like, really out there, which is fine.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like everyone's just kind of, like, whatever, like, you don't really, like, think much of it.
So everyone's, like, kind of unique, but because Westchester has so much to offer.
Yeah, I wouldn't think, I don't ever, like, really, like, think, I don't know.
Like, you can't look at a person. Can you look at a person and be like, oh, like, I know what group you're a part of?
Yeah, but, like, not too often.
That's
I feel
a good
like
thing,
I don't.
though.
Yeah, not too often. I couldn't think of it like that. Like, I'm really trying to think, like, where I would have, like, seen. I mean, there's definitely, like, some people that, like, the way that they just talk, you could tell.
Yeah.
Which isn't, like, a bad thing, but, like, you would be able to, like, put them in a group.
Yeah.
Which is really stereotypical.
I get what you mean, and it's the truth, right? That's kind of how college works. How many students does Westchester have? I don't even.
I'm not sure.
But it's
a medium-sized school. So, like,
school.
not, like. So, like, you kind of know a lot of people. Like, you see familiar faces, but, like.
You see someone new every day.
Yeah, type of thing.
And with that, I mean, with ballpark number here, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 kids, there's going to be some people that are really far out there that are going to stick out like a sore thumb. That's the truth of it. Every school has those.
Exactly.
What's nice about Westchester, like those medium-sized schools, is that, you know, like at a small school, like everyone would know them, everyone would gossip. At a school like that, it's more like, who really cares? Like, there's just so much going on. Who cares about this person, what they're doing? Like, let them do their own
like,
thing.
I would never, like it wouldn't, like, ruin, type of, like, I wouldn't talk about it all day type of thing. Like, it's just, like, whatever. Like,
yeah, it's not like high school where, you bump into literally the same people.
Exactly. Like, maybe I'd mention, like, oh, I saw blah, blah, or this person was blah, blah, like, but it wouldn't be, like, talk about it all day, like, how it would be, like, at high school, or, like, even, like, when you come home, like, just, like, talking about one thing.
Hometown drama, it's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. It never ends, but you know.
Everyone knows how it goes, no matter where you're from.
Exactly.
But as a campus, Westchester. Is it pretty? Like, do you like walking around it?
Oh, yes, I love it. It's so nice in the fall, too. Like, all the campus is really nice, too, because it's not too modern. I didn't want to go somewhere that looked too modern with, like, really modern buildings. Like, I kind of like the older feel. Like, there is a couple buildings that are newer, but, like, they still fit in, you know? Like, a couple of the main buildings, they are, like, nice and brick, and, like, they have, like, really pretty, like, gardening around it and everything. Like, even, like, in town, like, when you walk into town, all the houses are, like, really old. Like,
Yeah.
so was, like, the sidewalks, too. Like, it's all, like, bricks. Like, it's really cool, though, because I feel like everything is so different. Like, it's, like, with their little gates, or it's, like, a little garden, or it's this, or it's that. Like, or the shutters are different. Like, but everything's very unique. And, like, there's a lot of colors, too. So I like it a lot. Like, even, like, when you're walking into town, like, the streets are, like, still, like... And sometimes they, like, even, like, close off streets. Like, every weekend they'll close off a street and, like, everyone could just eat there and everything.
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
It is cool that, like, the town, just, like, walking in it, and even, like, on campus, too, like, in itself, it's, like, a whole different, like, characteristic type of thing.
And I always say I'm a big geography guy. Love geography. Love learning about, specifically, United States geography. What I hate the most about residential planning and urban planning, those towns out... Even in New Jersey, even in the north, we have them, but there's places where you can't walk, and those homeowners associations where every single house is the same. Or you go out west of California, Arizona, there's a lot of them. Westchester and a lot of schools up north, like not only the campus, but the towns, it's so unique, and they have such a unique feel. It seems like Westchester is part of that, too.
I love it. Literally, every time like I say something about Westchester, I always talk about the town first. I just feel like I feel like it's very safe. Like, me being... Not that I'm saying I would get, like,
I know
anything would happen to me, but, like, I would feel safe, like, by myself there, like, in even, like, outside, like, the surrounding towns, like, it's all nice. Like, there's nothing, like, really, and, you know, there's, like, places here and there, but it's not, like, if you're going from, like, a town here, and then you drive 15 minutes, like...
Nothing horrible is going to happen.
Horrible is going to happen.
You won't be in danger.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what does I think it's a law, federal law actually, that every campus has to have a blue light system.
Yes.
Does Westchester have that, where like everywhere you are on campus you have to see one of those?
Yes. Like the pole things?
Yeah.
Yes, they have them.
Do you know how those work, if you want to just explain it to everyone?
I've never personally used it, but like it's a thing where like if you're in danger or something's happening, like you press the button and then like it would notify like where you are, like what type of area you're in, and like they would send someone if you needed help type of thing.
I think the big thing there is like the person comes within a minute. Or
yes.
The people multiple too.
No, yeah, that's how it is. There's also like an app that you could put on your phone, like if you ever needed like to call someone, like you could literally like walk home on the phone with like a public safety officer, like just talking to them.
It's like an escort thing.
Yeah, they have like that stuff too. And then like if you ever had to report something, like you could do it on your phone too, like real quick, which I think is a good thing to have. So I mean, I have it on my phone.
It's just like an app, right?
Yeah.
Like a public safety app, basically.
It is like a public safety app. And then like it gives you like news too, like just like random
if something
stuff.
happens around campus.
Or even like it would say like what was going on around, like they would be like, oh, there's a football game tonight, blah blah blah. Like they would just like post it on the thing because it would be like, I guess it was like a Twitter thread type of thing.
I find those apps really useful too, because
Yeah.
even if you're not using them to, hopefully you never have to use it to report a safety incident, but like just stuff happening around campus too, like to get those push notifications, you stay up to date, really.
Yeah, I have
think
it
it's
like
great.
that.
Going kind of off campus, or maybe not, depending on your answer to this question. I know you talk about, going to house parties and eventually like just walking around the town, but what are a couple things you do for fun on, I guess, a weekly basis at college?
My friends and I will go on walks sometimes because it's easy to do. We always like to play card games, so we'll do that too. I mean, we don't really do much now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like there's like not a specific thing. Like I'm always doing something for the most part, unless like I'm in my room like doing my homework or like getting ready for bed type of thing, like or taking a nap. But like that's it.
I was about to say, what? That's the best thing besides taking naps, because those are the best. That's
I
the
won't
top.
get into that because
I love my naps too. But you were saying you go for walks. I go on those too all the time. I mean, when it's frigid in the Syracuse winter, I don't. But when it's, you have a nice day outside, you take a walk on like a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling because Syracuse, like Westchester, it's an older town.
Yeah.
And I feel safe there. If you go on the wrong side of town,
well,
you know. But for the most part, I feel safe. The houses are nice to look at. Everything's nice and upkept. And then card games. My friends and I would play poker every Friday night in the second semester. It's just about spending time together, and everyone's away from home if you're dorming. And that's the beauty of it. There's no right or wrong answer to fun things you could do. You talked about the deciding factors of Westchester, really close to home. It had good programs. I want to just talk a little bit more about those programs. Your marketing major, how are your classes, right? Did you like your professors? Were they hard?
So right now I'm in pre-business, so I technically haven't declared my marketing major.
But that's what you're going to do.
That's what I think, yeah. And then I'll probably do something with entrepreneurship. After that. Or I don't know, like I'm still on the fence with everything because the classes are a little hard, like especially like I already like took a couple, like whatever, like obviously I had to take a marketing class, like I have to take accounting, calculus, which I don't really understand why I gotta take that.
Sometimes they just like to throw things at
you. But I'm gonna have to take it again. Anyways, but like mainly like all the classes I've taken so far, they haven't been bad. Like I haven't had any issues with my professors. Like I all felt like they were like very like nice and wanted to help you, like wanted you to learn. Besides my calculus, which I clearly struggled in, but I've never been the brightest in math, and you know that.
I do know that. We won't get into that. We won't get into that onto this show. But your professors, they're accessible too.
Yeah,
like
that's how I feel.
You could email them, and they'd either set up office hours with you, or they'd set up a Zoom meeting with you. And really, they want you to succeed.
Exactly. Many of the professors, I did feel that way. Like, even, like, a couple of them where I would just been like, I'm so sorry. Like, this just is not totally finished yet. They'd be like, oh, I'll give you, like, a couple more hours to finish it. Like, just turn it in whenever. Or they'll be like, I'm not even looking at it till the morning, so just turn it in. Like, type of thing. But that was, like, very rare.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's
you get, like, one lucky professor.
Yeah. Did you ever use Rate My Professors? I always ask.
I always use that.
And how accurate is it?
Honestly, for most of them, it was pretty accurate. But I don't want to bash this guy, my calculus professor, but I thought he was very inappropriate and unprofessional as a professor.
So for anyone taking calculus at Westchester,
talk to me first.
Talk to Amanda. Talk to Amanda first, and try not to take this guy's class.
I mean, it might be different for everyone. Like I said, I'm not that good at math, but still, I felt like he wasn't very helpful to me. He knew I was struggling.
And he just didn't care?
No.
You know what? There are bad professors everywhere, no matter what school you go to.
Like, he tried to act like he cared and then, like, kind of just blew it off. And I was like,
you
don't care. Like,
those are the worst types of people. But besides calculus, your actual marketing classes.
Yeah, that was my marketing. I had, like, my main marketing class was online, which...
Really? Did you like online classes, or would you prefer
I don't mind it because I could go at my own pace. But then I also feel like there's, like, kind of, like... Over the summer, I just took an online class. That was public speaking.
I feel like that contradicts itself. Public speaking, but you're online in your room taking the class.
But, like, it's fine because now it's done and I don't have to do it again.
True.
But it was a little weird. Like, I did have to, like... People did have to watch them and, like, give you feedback type of thing. So it was kind of, like... People were still watching you eventually. And, like, you did have to, like, dress appropriately. Like, you needed a slideshow. You couldn't use the note cards. You always had to take a quiz. Like, there was things due every other day type of thing. Like, you did have to do stuff like that. So it wasn't awful. But, like, the professor, like, even over the summer class, she was very, like, lenient and helpful.
I know, because it's funny. My friend Aaron, who I just had on the show, goes to Montclair State. He had this online class, and the teacher would just assign work every week. You get it done whenever you want, as long as it's done. Like, they didn't even have a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, same. That was, like, with my marketing class, which was so weird, because I'm like, this is my major, like, and I'm taking marketing, like, I don't know. But, like, I mean, it was fine. Like, I just had to, like, read all these prompts or, like, watch these videos and just answer questions. But it was a little weird that I didn't have the class.
Yeah. Would you suggest taking an online class?
I think it definitely depends on what it is. Okay. Like, I have another online class coming up next semester. I think it's, like, management, or I don't think it is business related. And then 2 of my classes are also blended. So it could be in person or online. Like, depending on what the day is, which I didn't really want to do that, but I picked my schedule late because I was like a credit behind on something. Like, just like it was something with one of my classes, like they messed it up or whatever. Anyways, but I picked it a little late. But, like, the professors seem fine, and, like, the professor that I just had over the summer, I have her again, which is good. So I already know her. Like, I already know how she works.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be a little easier to, like, at least ease into that class knowing that I already know this professor and, like, we know, not, like, on a personal level, but, like, she knows who I am at this point.
And you know how
like,
she works.
And exactly.
And with that, I want to ask, because that poses a great question, too. With high school, right? Especially if you go to a small school, you might have had some of the teachers before, right? But even then, you just ask someone, like, you know how this teacher works. For the most part, like, every high school teacher works the same way. There's, like, tests and quizzes and whatnot. But in college, it's so much different. Every professor is so different. How much of a challenge is it every semester to have 4 or 5 different professors that work in different ways? And was it a big adjustment to you coming from high school to college where it's such a different way of functioning?
I don't think it was a huge adjustment for me. I feel like I definitely had my moments where I was, like, incredibly stressed and was really, like, questioning, like, why is this so difficult to do? Yeah. But I feel like the way the professors worked, I feel like they're all similar in their own ways. But then, obviously, you know, you get that one professor that stinks. Like, even if, like, whatever. But, like, I feel like many of them, like, were pretty, like, I don't know. I didn't really, like, feel like I had to adjust too much with a certain professor over the other.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just, like, once, like, the first 2 weeks were over, I kind of just had it as, like, a routine in my head, like, knowing it was one thing and, like, not the other. Like, I would know which was what.
So getting into routine, not only in the classroom, but just daily life at college, because it's very different from being away at home.
I mean, I think myself, like, I always wrote things down that I had to do, too. Like, I feel like that's a big part. Like, you need to write your stuff down or else you will not do it. Like, the deadlines, too, like, try not to wait, like...
Procrastinating, it hurts.
I mean, like, if it's, like, a small assignment, whatever, but, like...
A big project
or an essay, like, something like that.
A
midterm, like, don't, like, at least, like, try to do a little bit every day type of thing. Like, I mean, I've definitely learned that, like, because in high school, I was definitely a procrastinator. Like, I waited, like, and just waited, but, like, I did pretty well, so I guess it might have... But it was also high school.
Yeah,
like, it was a lot different.
College.
But, I don't know. I just feel like for myself, like, just writing things down and, like, having, like, a little bit of a routine helps you more than, like, not doing anything at all.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to completely almost flip a 180, but I do agree completely about writing things down, having a routine, because that's the best way. If you're doing something different, like, you know, if you're going, 15 weeks, if you have a schedule, it's going to be the same thing eventually. But if you're not getting into a consistent routine, you're not going to have any structure, really, and you're not going to know when to get stuff done, when to have fun, all that. But I want to ask about the sports at Westchester, because you brought up in the fall sports games, and that's something to do. Westchester's not a Division I school.
No,
right?
It's D2.
Do people care about the sports there?
Not, like, I mean, some of the sports teams are, like, really good. Like, we've won, like, a bunch of, like, I guess, like, tournaments and, like, games and, like, stuff like that. I mean, like, football's fun to go to regardless, you know? But, like, it's not, like, a huge thing. I do wish I went to a big, like, football school just because it's fun to do. It's fun to tailgate, like, type of thing. Like, I don't know. I just like that stuff. And, like, dressing up and, like, you know, obviously. But, like, I feel like that didn't, like, influence on, like, where I went to school, really. And I think, like, there is, like, club teams, too. Like, of many, like, a lot of schools have that. But, like, I feel like mainly, like, people focus on, like, football, basketball, and then, like, we have rugby, too. Apparently, their rugby team's really good.
Really? Do people, like, go to rugby games?
I don't know. I've only ever gone to football games.
Okay.
But a couple of my friends have gone to the basketball games. I mean, it's fun. It's just something to do.
Yeah,
like,
it's like a Wednesday
night. A bunch
of
people
doing
go.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's something to do.
And the football
school.
games are always, like, on the weekends. So it's, like, just... It just starts off your day. Like, it's good.
In the fall, too, it's nice outside.
Exactly.
You get
it's
that
still
nice fall breeze. You put on some jeans.
It smells so good. Like,
I know. I love that weather, too.
So crisp.
It's a northern thing.
Yeah. No, it's so nice.
You know, as we're kind of wrapping up here, Westchester, not a big, like, but it's not that important either for you, at least personally, like, having a big sports scene.
Yeah, no. I don't think it's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, I definitely like want to go visit my friends at their schools and like go to their football games
something
just
to
because like I can't
experience once,
experience
yeah.
that really like where I go. But like I wouldn't like think that was like a crazy thing that I needed to like do like or like that would be like a main part of my college experience.
Gotcha. And as we kind of wrap up here, I just want to ask, what's one sentence to describe Westchester University?
Westchester University is welcoming and made for good times. I don't know. I feel like it was good. Like it's a fun like place to be. Like even the town in general. I just like it a lot.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's welcoming. It feels like home.
Yeah, that
That's
too.
the
Like it's
biggest
very
thing.
like homey and like it just I don't know. I feel like it's just
It's almost like it's not too big,
yeah.
not too small. It fits just right.
Exactly.
And I think I know the answer to this already. Are you happy at Westchester? Are you happy with your decision?
Yes. I mean, I've definitely had my moments, but
Everyone does. It's 8
yes,
months
I think
living away
I
from
think
home.
exactly. I think I'd stay there for the rest of my college career.
Amanda, I wish you the best of luck in your next 3 years.
Thank you,
It was a pleasure
Judy.
having you on the show. I had a great time. I hope you did as well.
I did. That was so fun. Thanks for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. Check us out on Instagram at Real College Reviews. Keep watching. We'll post some more interesting content. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day.